In tonight's Bellator Champions Series, return to Ireland will move now into the middleweight division, scheduled for 3 5-minute rounds. Introducing the blue corner, at 6 foot, weighing in 185.1 pounds, nearly perfect as a professional. He holds 8 wins, only 1 loss. Out of Newcastle, Pennsylvania, he fights out of Coconut Creek, Florida, USA, Dalton Hercules Rosta. And across the cage, his adversary, fighting out of the red corner at 5 foot 11, weighing in 185.8 pounds as a professional. He's undefeated at 7-0, hailing from Budapest, Hungary. He's fighting out of London, England, Magic Norbert Novenyi Jr. And your referee in charge, Brian Miner.
Both taking the applause of the crowd. Hercules can't wait to go. Look at him. Middleweight matchup. Hungary's Norbert Novenyi looking for another KO against the man who's not been stopped, and 4 of his 8 wins by knockout. And look at that start from Novenyi.
Little smile from Rosta there. Look at this point fighting style that we're seeing from Norbert. Look how he bounces in and out of range. Was a good level change from Rosta, though. Drives Novenyi into the fence. Nice knee to the quad.
This is kind of physical pressure I was wondering if Rosta would bring early in the fight. Remember, he's coming off the first loss of his career as well. Dan, we've seen that ruin guys. We've seen it make guys better. It's all about the mentality at that point. I wonder about his mentality. Will he bring pressure mentally, physically in this fight?
For sure, and this is pressure early that Novenyi's trying to deal with. He's off the fence now, but one of those body shots were really powerful from Rosta in the clinch. Novenyi's trying to find some space. He's going to dart forward again. There he goes.
Slam back against the fence there.
Ankle pick attempt here.
Look at that one-footed balance.
Look at this.
Wow, physical strength there. Extraordinary. And those huge thighs from Rosta.
Each one of these want to ground a guy like Novenyi. Take him off his feet, put him on his butt, take away that explosiveness. Previous opponents have not been able to do that.
Good effort there with a little whizzer kick to get the fight moving again. Oh, he tries with the knee that time and he ends up taken down.
Problem is, a lot of Novenyi's techniques are kind of all or nothing. He's putting everything into those shots. It doesn't work out. You're spending some time on your back.
And he wasn't hiding it very well that he was going to burst as well, which is why Rosta was able to get under him a couple of times now. Tries for a mat return. Novenyi rolls through. He's on the neck for a moment, but he releases it. Is he going to entangle for a leg? Is he going to try and pull him over into a knee bar? You're not going to extend a leg that heavily muscled. Come on.
That's what, you took it right out of it. You know, you talk about the legs, yeah, they look great at a weigh-in, but man, try to knee bar a guy like that, nothing moves, right? He's able to put all of his weight on his legs and you don't go anywhere. That's exactly what he's trying to do. It's not happening.
That mobility, just not there.
It's not there at all.
Oh, this could be interesting.
Triangle transition.
That leg. Armbar attempt, maybe. Man, Dalton Rosta, look at the power. Drives his knee through here, see if he can keep the guard open. Novenyi's going to start to land shots, but he needs to now deal with this shoulder pressure.
Halfway through this first round, intriguing here. Novenyi taken down Dalton Rosta. Can he make advantage of this situation?
And that's one of the problems when you look at it, to me, is when you look at Novenyi's fight history. You know, when he fought Andy Manzola, it was target practice. It was just knocked him down at will. Has he been physically pushed, not just in the cage, but in the gym in situations like this? Rosta trains at ATT. He's one of a million killers at 185. You know he's getting pushed in the gym.
Yeah, good shout. And you know, Rosta is every bit the middleweight as well. You know what I mean? Like, Andy Manzola used to fight at welterweight. I don't know which one of Rosta's legs would make welterweight, but certainly not both together.
Rosta's light heavyweight sized. He's a big boy.
He really is. And Norbert's carrying that weight right now. Like, he's trying to build himself back up. He's stripped the grip, but he's even going to force himself back up against the fence with the weight of Rosta on his chest. He's going to try and drag that base leg out. You can see him on the ankle again. Norbert's wise to it.
Really gonna ask questions tonight for Norbert Novenyi to answer here.
Well, the first question is, would Rosta bring physical pressure? He's certainly doing that so far.
And the next question for me, as we're winding down in this first round, is can he maintain this kind of wrestling pressure for another, what's going to be 11 minutes? And Norbert on a Kimura here. Going to need some Frank Mir strength to finish that.
Oh, look at that.
And he rolls through. Sprawl, but look at that.
Wow.
Trying to step over. Not happening. Yep. That's what happens when you run into that beastly power, right? Yeah. It's like, oh man, usually that step over works. That Mark Branch for the NCAA fans, step over. Yeah, it did not work this time.
Last 30, first round here. Tough night for Norbert Novenyi with something new to deal with. This Hercules from Florida, utilizing all his physical strength and power. That natural size advantage too.
Landing a few big shots to close out the first round. Strong first round for Dalton Rosta.
For Norbert Magic Novenyi, trains in London from the beautiful city of Budapest originally, in with Dalton Rosta. Only lost one, 8 times victorious, and now the favorite. Let's bring in Big John McCarthy. Did you have that to Dalton Rosta?
Absolutely. Dalton Rosta did a beautiful job. That Novenyi's looking for big moments. He needs to start winning moments of the fight, seconds, then into minutes. That's what Dalton Rosta's doing, and that's why he takes that round, 10-9.
10-9 for Big John. I think Jimmy and Dan both agree. On their feet now. Who does this favor, Dan?
It favors Norbert as long as he can keep it here, but he's just done the same thing again. He burst into range. He gave an easy level change, telegraphed it. Big John's absolutely bang on. He's trying to win the big moments instead of winning the seconds as they pass. Like, this is where Dalton Rosta's winning the seconds as they tick away. He's in the clinch, he's landing the knees.
Is that experience? Only 24, Novenyi. Not been in with a guy like this before.
No, it could be experience, it could be excitement. You know, it could be just the simple thing of wanting to deliver for these fans in the building with a big finish. Norbert's a very explosive guy, but he's got to be a bit more cautious how he's applying that explosivity. So at the moment, it's giving too many windows for Rosta.
Whenever you ask a question, why did somebody do that? Because it worked before.
Yep.
It worked against this guy, it worked in the gym, right? That's the experience level of have you used against guys it didn't work against. And that's right now what Novenyi's dealing with.
See Dalton Rosta driving in. He had a catch of the ankle for a moment. Now he's going to switch to the single leg. Potentially drag his opponent off the fence. That was lovely work. Dragged him away. Reshot on the far side ankle. He's got fingertips on it at the moment. Can Norbert create some space with his underhook?
Yeah, but Dan, you and I were thinking the same thing. A muscle body's like a muscle car. It burns a lot of gas.
Yes.
And Rosta burned a lot of gas in round 1. And doing this just takes a lot of energy out of you.
Man, I miss my Chevy Nova, but I don't miss 11 miles to the gallon.
If I think of my '69 Barracuda, I start crying. Don't get me started.
But that's the thing, you're very right. A big engine, big power requires a lot of fuel. And you can see Rosta now, halfway through this second round, a bit more flat-footed. He's waiting on those big bursts, though, and he's still winning the moments. But this might be better from Norbert to take the initiative and turn the wrestling on a potentially fatiguing opponent.
Yeah, Rosta might have taken the first half of this, but is he slightly running out of gas? Novenyi looks sprightly on his feet. Can he turn this around? Work to do for the Hungarian.
Trying to break the grip here of Novenyi, who's keeping his head tucked right into the back very well and avoiding these elbows. Tries for a big strike on the break, but gives position.
Blue corner screaming instructions to Rosta. Let's get over to Peter for his take on this.
Yeah, you guys mentioned in the preview what makes Norbert so good is that explosive point fighting style. That's exactly what's getting him in trouble now. Every time he dives in, Rosta is getting underneath him, getting him to the floor. Rosta has the answer for everything when they're down there. You can see the guy, he looks like he should be in an Avenger movie. He's just too strong right now when they get to the floor.
Every time we go to Peter, we get some action. Lovely right hand that went in Wonderful to hear you, Peter. But terrific crunching shot.
Gentlemen, here's the deal. We talk about the speed of people like Novenyi and MVP and Wonderboy Thompson. It's their awareness that sets them apart. They see things coming other people don't. Novenyi has the style, but he's getting caught with straight punches that don't catch those guys. The awareness so far isn't there.
And he does certainly look like he should be in an Avengers movie. That was a nice elbow over the top.
That superhero build.
Yeah, right. But what's the end game? That's the question.
Let's start making Avengers quotes to be here all night. Being superheroes all night.
Norbert trying for a spin. He tempted it earlier in the round on the other side of the cage. I think he might have given away his game plan there.
He's trying everything for the crowd, isn't he?
Everything and the kitchen sink.
But he's got to win the fight.
Yes, he has.
Last 30, round 2. Really fascinating battle, this. Novenyi and Rosta.
Like, even in these striking exchanges, if he just settled down onto his feet a little bit and started popping a jab out there, I know he's not the most explosive and fantastic move, but it might start to land and set something else up. Trying again.
Wild shot there. Final 5 minutes. The doors slam shut. Novenyi, work to do against Rosta. Bellator Champions Series from Dublin. Exciting night so far. What can he do here, the Hungarian?
See, this is a better range for him, Jimmy, right? Right. Where he can pick at him a little bit instead of leaping into range.
But all Ross is waiting is for that load-up shot to drop his level and take him down. That's all he's waiting for. This is where you use the jabs, the feints, the little things. Just like that. Nice uppercut.
Did the odds would agree with the pair of you, giving it to Rosta by a couple. Novenyi needs something dramatic, but he's got time.
Nice circled around there. He's engaging in wrestling, though. I would like to see him strike and break and strike. Oh, and an
That's
elbow
what he
to
does.
break.
That hurt Rosta, who's down now. And maybe Novenyi does have his chance.
Rosta looks very fatigued in this 3rd round.
That's what you're saying about the muscular guy. For 1.5 rounds, he looked terrific, didn't he? And then just at the end of the 2nd, and now big right hands going in from Novenyi, and he's hurt here. Rosta.
Desperation takedown that wasn't set up at all.
Oh, he's hurt here. You can see Norbert can tell that his opponent's hurt. You can see he's pouring it on now. He decides he's going to take the risk.
Dalton Rosta right in front of his corner. Mike Brown yelling instructions. And he's getting tattooed right now.
Yep, Dan, he said he's thrown everything at this, but he hasn't had success. Now he is, and he's got 3 minutes to find the finish.
You know, and still takedown defense has to be a part of his game in this 3rd round. He's in a bad position now. Look, can he switch this position? He's got the arm laced in the leg. He could use this. It's called a switch. Literally switches the position of the opponent. Oh, that's better for Norbert.
Good move.
Found room, didn't he?
Heavy hips.
Now, right now, I want to stand up, get some distance. Don't make this a grappling fight.
This could be it. Novenyi all over him now. 2.5 to go. Dramatic moments. He looks absolutely spent here. Dalton Rosta can hardly get to his feet.
Slow to get to his feet. Uppercut from Norbert.
Oh, back comes Rosta. Tremendous action in the final round.
Goes big again with the elbow, man.
Great shot. Now in an Iranian position. Has to look up. Use those back muscles, and they're just not there right now. Rosta's just waiting for the time. 2 minutes.
Norbert might be able to finish this if he unloads. Rosta looks like he's starting to break. He's covered his turtle. Getting back to his feet, but is he going to eat another shot here?
Oh, right hand again. Rosta clinging on for dear life. 1:40 in the final round for Rosta to survive.
An elbow right behind the ear. It takes everything out away from your balance. Equilibrium shot.
Man, I would be trying to stand back up here if I was Norbert. Big elbows.
Oh, Rosta opening up his guard. Would have made more sense.
Referee says you got to get out. And he's going to walk into a right hand, surely, or an uppercut. That's what Novenyi's planning.
You can see that uppercut postured.
A minute to go. Back comes Rosta. He's finding something from somewhere, digging so deep.
Man. You know, and I just don't think this is enough for the judges to give Norbert a 10-8 in this fight.
Rosta has been in it enough.
Enough, right?
Let's keep it away from a 10-8.
Man.
40 seconds to go in a dramatic final round. This is fabulous, Jimmy.
It's great stuff. It's just what we expected. The dynamic striker versus the Hercules, the takedown machine, the top pressure. And they both have their moments.
Has Hercules done enough in the first 10 minutes of this? Novenyi can't get free. Well done to Rosta for getting through this.
Incredible. And now Norbert's turned it again.
Running out of time, Dan.
Gonna land a few shots here in these last 10 seconds. Another elbow on the break, maybe.
Gotta go for it now. But Rosta survives. It's over.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds of non-stop action, we go now to your 3 judges at cage side, where your first judge, John English, scores the fight 28-28. He sees the fight even. His scorecard, however, overruled by judges Michael Bell and Jacob Montalvo, both scoring at the same 29-28, both seeing it for the winner by majority decision, Dalton Hercules Rosta.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm here with Dalton Rosta. That was a battle, my friend. You had to give every ounce of yourself in there to get that victory. Talk to me about that, about Norbert as an opponent.
He does have an awkward style, and he has power, so you have to respect it and change the angle of a lot of my punches going forward. So it was tough, and then I had to wrestle, which I wasn't wanting to do. And luckily I got the win, but that's not the way I want to win.
What, that last round, was it in your mind that, like, I've got the first 2 rounds, I need to get to the scorecards on this one? Because that last round was a real push for you.
No, it wasn't so much that. I mean, I got in trouble, and it looked like a spot where the ref could have, started to intervene, but I wasn't hurt. He landed a big shot, but it was more so just like the flurry of everything. And luckily, I was able to fight through it, come back and get the win.
A lot of strong wrestlers in this Bellator middleweight division. How do you feel like you stack up against these guys, and what do you need to do to put yourself in the title picture?
With a performance like that, I mean, I need to step it up, man. That shit was not my best performance at all. It's not the performance I want to come out and put on. And that being said, I would still like a step up in competition. I'd like a rematch at Aaron Jeffrey, or if they don't want to give me that, give me Costel Vancinis. I know he's the #1 contender after Fabian Edwards, but he's going to have to wait till next year to get that fight anyway, so might as well fight me.
I like that fight. Congratulations, my friend. I know it wasn't the performance that you want, but you showed a lot of heart, a lot of determination, and I know that these fans appreciate that.
Thank you, Dublin. It's an honor fighting in front of you guys, even if you were booing me.
Ladies and gentlemen, Dalton Rosta.